Yeah, feels right to me. What about you?
So
Oh,
it,
definitely. Yeah, definitely looks good though. It looks really good. I've been
Like it's
adding.
faked all the bears out. Like everyone who was going to sell sold.
I reckon. Yeah, I was going through a bunch of research and stuff like on Friday. Still Germany has a little bit to sell, but the fact that now BlackRock is all the ETFs are buying at this level, man, it is a solid level. So it looks good. Like it looks really good. I started adding more positions on it and started adding things on Friday. So I think we're pretty well positioned on new stuff as well. So yeah, it's
What I really
exciting,
like
man.
is that the memes are leading the way. I
I
mean, mob.
know.
thanks, Trump. Or thanks to
Oh
Schumer,
yeah,
really, for that
Because
meme.
I didn't like him as a human. I didn't like him at all yesterday. I thought he was like a fake tough guy. But that shit that he did afterwards, where he like fist pumped, that's like iconic.
yeah.
Fight. Like that's an
Mm.
iconic photo that Americans are just going to get behind. Like they've wanted a tough. Like I think in that moment he just became the tough guy that he'd always pretended to be and never was.
I know. They're still fishy around that shit, man. But
Oh, dude, it's
dude,
fucking
like
American.
Who's got a
that's
bag of
yeah.
shrimp? That this is the most exciting thing. Like that happened in politics, but switching straight to crypto. Who's got a nice big bag of shrimp?
Me, yeah, I holy fuck! I just looked at my meme coin wallet. Fuck me, $207,000. Fuck.
Nice.
Retardio gonna make me rich this year. I kid you not. It's got a lot more to go.
It has, yeah, and it's had one. Let's just flash up here. It's had one liquidity grab, I think, since it kind of tried since it's been doing this pump.
Yeah,
hmm
Yeah, so on the
you can
daily,
see the volume steadily rising, right? Like that's what you want to see. And what I'm going to do today is go through some of the whale wallets and make sure none of those are flicking out.
Cool.
100 million is the for those who don't follow this stuff, 100 million market cap is the line in the sand for meme coins. So below 100 million, like if you're worth a lot of money, you can't even allocate 100 grand to these coins because you just move the market so much, like you just can't get in. But at 100 million, when they start getting sex listings and the first listing for Retardio is going to bang it. Like, like it can't be that far away. Like
yeah.
I feel like Retardio, like meme coins are always two categories. They're always ones that pump and then die before they get to exchanges, and ones that
hmm
make exchanges, jump the shark, and then they're a thing. Like whether or not they go dog with hat or cock in you or whatever, but at least they're a thing.
Mm.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that
So
one is looking really, really good.
yeah, so I think Retardio is a play on listings here, and my plan is to sell half at 200 million, half at 500 million, half of what I got left at 200 million, half of what I got left at 500, half at 750, half at a billion, and then hold what's left. John W. You just need you need a Solana wallet. So Phantom is the one that I use. It's pretty good. It's better than MetaMask.
Yeah, and the one I'm
Who
trying
wants
to
to
take,
kick it off, guys? I'm interested here.
I'll
Oh,
do I'll do my
oh,
quick intro if that's all
go
right,
for
bro.
it, Ian. Yeah.
And
Go for it, Ian. I'm
this
interested in what you have to say.
first. So anybody that pays close attention will know that I've got my bull run shirt on today. This is my special I am bullish shirt, and I'm normally very
Fight.
measured. But yeah, today we're in the departure lounge. This is it, and I'm going to show you the roadmap of how we're going to get to the
Look at
moon.
that beautiful clean retest off the lows, the capitulation down into the fucking bear market zone. Just for a little moment, we were in genuine bear market territory, and now we flipped straight out of that. And all those cunts who puked, who cheated at the lows, are going to be forced to chase.
Exactly. And we've now begun to reclaim this 60,000 and a few hundred line as well, which we will then flip into support. Then I think that we will 50% that we carry on up and test the mid-range, 50% that we go sideways for a couple of days and still carry on up. Because if we don't carry on up, then we really have got a problem. But I'm saying that carrying on up is going to be like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or to get to the middle section. Then maybe 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, because we get these kind of like this cluster of action. Then this.
So Ian, what are you looking for specifically? Because you should get a clue that we're no longer in a trading range, even though we're in the trading range. Like you should see strings of 3 or 4 white candles in a row. You should see strings of open near the lows, close near the highs. You should see less overlapping bars with the previous day.
Mm-hmm.
You should see an initial retest never tested again. You should see basically evidential signs that the bears have exhausted all their selling and that the bulls have it on easy mode, right? So that's what we're looking for.
Eloquently put, yes. Starting with how we retest this level.
And look at that, those 2 black candles look quite bearish for a moment, and we just blasted past them, right? Like that's bullish. Like if you were going to sell those 2 black candles where after the retest, last week, like those 2 shooting star candles, these ones, if that was a pretty ideal shorting opportunity, right? We've broken down from the range. We're retesting the range highs. Support became resistance. We should have dropped, and that we didn't was the big clue.
So we zagged when we should have zigged.
We zagged when we should have zigged. I think this is really a time for your specific expertise, Ian. Like you're really good on this stuff.
Me, no, I just sound great on it, but yeah, so I've got to get more specific in how I relay the information. I've got to get more specific and more credible with the wording. But the way I always like to think about this, and I really try and think about it as almost like a video game. We've got these 3 lines, and each time these candles get near a line, there's going to be a reaction of some kind. And that reaction could be positive or it could be negative. So anybody that's watching today that's thinking, I really don't know what's kind of going on. Well, what we're looking for is a positive reaction of price at this line. Positive meaning that we break through it and that we carry on. But positive can also mean that we come back and retest it. And then we start to push up and head towards the middle of the range. And to be honest, retesting it is better than just shooting straight off to the, to the moon, to get that technical retest correct. And then when we get to this mid part of the range, or perhaps I made that to support, we'll then look again, what's the interaction with the candle of price and this range here? And then over the coming weeks, maybe another, I don't know, but I think weeks rather than days, we will then do exactly the same until we get to the top of the range, retest that, then we're set up just to blast off. With that, I'll hand to Maurizio for the expertise.
No, but that's pretty good. Like, yeah, that was an interesting week. I've been doing a lot of research this week, guys, because like as I was mentioning, that last week was a really good time to start buying, like get a position on things that, and I've been adding slowly, right? Because obviously you need to be a little bit cautious. But then what happens over the weekend? Let me just share something. I got a lot of stuff to share. I'll do some more stuff that I'm prepared for the whole week, because there's a lot of exciting opportunities at the end of I think we're at the beginning, to be honest. And so let me
feels like it, right? We should
Yep.
issue the alert for the altcoin season for the people who bought the new thing.
We were talking about it last Wednesday, Scott, in our class, and we were very we were very close. I feel that we were very close. I had some leverage
I
plays.
I
I want
couldn't
to
have
show
said
you.
it
Yeah,
until really yesterday.
yeah, me neither. I agree. I think today, let me share the screen, and today prints a different picture. So let me. All right, do you guys see my screen? So, okay, so in terms of what I'm seeing, though, this is Bitcoin. Obviously, we came back and reclaimed this level, so now we are above 60. Everybody's sort of is waiting to get across that level. So that was sort of the level in the sand to see if this comebacks, if this actually came back or not.
And we
So
were 60 with the German government selling 50,000 Bitcoins like fucking suckers.
exactly, we still have a little bit of that sell-off. Like that was on Friday.
That's finished now.
That
I
is,
checked.
I haven't checked. All right, sweet. So what that means is what I was paying close attention is when that sell-off was going to be finished, because that's actually was the one that actually drove the market down, right? So I think that's off now. So it looks pretty solid from my perspective. If you have a look at Velo data, let's have a look at Bitcoin. In here, we have a bunch of liquidations to the upside, and that happened on the 13. So now we can start seeing a lot of buying pressure here. Funding rate just changed last hour. I don't know if that's going to
Whoa, look
hold.
at
So
that.
that's actually pretty positive.
That's amazing.
So with that being said, I've been tracking this along. I was saying that we might have triggered the low, but that never happened, which it is what it is. But then I think we are pretty good. Ethereum, right? Ethereum actually hasn't been able to reclaim that level. So I think now Bitcoin is getting the strongest sort of action at the moment. But Ethereum, I think, it looks pretty okay. And if we the weekly candle just closed, let's have a look at the weekly stuff. How does it look from the Bitcoin perspective? So look at how this candle closed, man. Like, oh man, this is a
Whoa.
pretty solid.
Okay, so can you dig in? Well, actually, I might do it. For those who don't know, a big candle where we go down and then completely or almost completely reverse that acts like a shooting star. So it fakes. It's a visual representation of traders puking out of their positions and then other traders immediately coming in and buying their misfortune.
Mhm.
Sorry, I just did some shit that started the
I think I see
fucking
you.
Zoom finger fucking bang fucking fuck Zoom. If everything else is worse though.
So
Andy Evans,
yeah,
Retadio is not on Binance or Hyperliquid. You need a Phantom wallet and you need some Solana in it. It's an on-chain DEX and you can do it at any of the on-chain DEXs. I use Raydium, RAYDIUM.io. And that's a 10x for me so far. Actually, it's way more than a 10x. And I think it's got another 10x in it.
cool.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's cool. So coming back to Bitcoin, yeah, definitely. What a strong weekly. And if we look at the monthly, right? Obviously the monthly hasn't finished, but we're pretty much 2 weeks away. Look at the monthly. So
Whoa,
this
that's
is
so good.
I know, because when we
So we've got
sort
a close above the old highs. We've got a
Mhm.
retest sell pattern, which didn't work. So we've got a failed sell pattern and then a buy pattern.
Exactly. So if
Beautiful.
we expand this out, obviously the month hasn't finished, right? But this gives you clues. So this level here, the 60th level, it is sort of the highest. That was the last highest that was on the 1st of April 2021. So that level is huge. The fact that it's actually holding back. So if the close tomorrow, if the monthly candle close like this, man, this is going to be really bullish sign from the macro perspective, right? From a long-term sort of perspective. So it looks solid, man. Like it looks pretty good. I really like it. I keep buying more Bitcoin. I keep buying more Ethereum. Ethereum, I think, is a good play. Still. So it's from the monthly perspective, Ethereum looks a little bit weaker than Bitcoin. So, but I still really like Ethereum. It's a bunch of stuff happening on this Ethereum anyway, and I think this is at some point is going to catch up with Bitcoin, especially on the bull run. I think everybody's waiting for getting a little bit of strength on Bitcoin, and then everything is going to start.
Agree.
If we have a look at the alts, though, the alts, like the total 3, looks pretty good. Like a lot of people are buying them. A lot of people are buying into alts at the moment, which is what we want to see in order to keep going.
Alts are a massacre, right? Like some of the biggest name alts that we liked the most are down 70%.
Oh, it did, man. It did. We had to, yeah, on the dump 2 weeks ago, we had to start de-risking a bunch of stuff. And because you never know, like
you never know.
If Bitcoin,
this was right on the borderline of bull and bear.
Mhm.
Like a little zig when we could have zagged and we'd be out. And also, I think you need to make it clear that if we break the lows of that recent shooting star candle, we're in a bear market, and you need to get the fuck out. And you need to get the fuck out of everything, like everything.
Yep, I agree. Which doesn't look like it is at the moment, because think about it from the perspective of what's going on. Ethereum, the Germans stopped selling. BlackRock start buying. So I think that paints the picture of what's going on now. What's going on with the elections? I think that's going to be very volatile still, right? Ups and downs with a lot of the market conditions, if Trump or not Trump or Biden and stuff like that. But I think Trump is now the leading factor of it. And if we go into sort of other subject, I think Trump
he's got it in a bag, right? Like there's no way he doesn't. Like that shit he pulled yesterday, and I am not a Trump fan.
Me neither.
I thought his political instincts were just masterful. Like
I think so, man. And you know what? Trump is going to speak was scheduled to speak in a conference, a crypto conference, I think this week or the week after.
Can you imagine?
Imagine that, you know what I mean? That's a different, like, that definitely is going to change the macro outcome of crypto all along, right? Like and he's looking for votes and stuff like that. But the fact that he's going to a crypto conference, if he happens, I don't know if it's going to happen now, after what happened on Friday, but he was scheduled to actually go into a crypto conference to speak. So, no precedent before has ever done stuff like that, especially in the US, that there is a lot of restrictions about crypto and things like that, like restrictions in terms of DeFi, futures, all that sort of stuff. So, all right. So Eric just mentioned he said he was still going. All right. So that's massive. I think, I think that's going to be interesting. So with that being said, obviously we can go through our positions, but I think I can leave it for tomorrow. What I really want to show you guys is what I'm looking at. And I've been showing you throughout the week what's the stuff that I'm looking in to get, and I'm tracking closely to essentially all the low floats, high fully diluted market value. I think I took a value. And essentially what it is, it's new projects that have potential, that will have liquidity. It doesn't have the liquidity now, but it will. And then the unlocks, right, are going to happen far away. So obviously there are new projects that like everybody that sold off already sold off, because unlocked already happened. You sort of hit the button, the bottom of the market, and essentially you will not expect that there will be more unlocks in the next 6 or 7 months, or 8 months. That's the stuff that I'm looking at. That's the research that I'm doing. With that being said, I have all this list right here, and I'm gonna go through a few ones that I really like. So we went through Straw, the zero layer. We actually got into it like 2 weeks ago, and this is actually doing really well. I wouldn't mind adding into this one a little bit more, because it's holding pretty well. and our position is actually working pretty well on this one. Where do I have that data? If you guys go to cryptorank.io, it's gonna tell you, yeah, and you go to vesting, right? You can actually see when is going to be the next unlock. Okay, so I'll be, like unlocks to rounds. You can actually do, so I'll do a spreadsheet, and this is going to give you a really good insight of things that has a high likelihood to come back to at least listing price, and then when the bull market comes, all the stuff
Can
is
you
going.
explain why that is? For the thing?
Why that? In terms of, okay, so why in terms of the unlocks, or in terms of why we have a good chance?
Why do unlocks cause the price to go down?
All right, so essentially, when all these projects start, right? If you go to the fundraising here, you can go to series, like every time that a new project starts, you get all these sort of backers. Okay, so capital that actually gets created to launch this project, and the way that they get, they give them money, and then they gave tokens in return, right? It's like shares. It's like when a company starts, you put some money in, and then that's the valuation at this time, and you get this many shares. And then within the tokenomics, they will have sort of like periods in which you actually cash out your shares or your tokens in this regard. Okay, so when that happens, the first thing that people will do is to sell off, right? Like you get unlocked, now you're able to sell half of your shares or 10% of your shares or whatever. So people sell, right? That's kind of the whole, when you have profits, you sell. When you have unlocks and you're able to sell, then you sell. You might not need to sell, but the fact that the market was down, a lot of people were selling, so it is sensible for all these institutions to sell and things like that. So that's the whole aspect of why when we have unlocks, it's a highly likelihood that the market will dip. Now, when you have unlocks and the market doesn't dip in a particular token, that means that thing is really strong. Like that means
Really
that no
strong.
one is selling. So that's also something to look for, right? You have so someone, like I think 4 weeks ago asked me if I play the unlocks. Sometimes it's a good idea. At least you get, you know what I mean. There's going to be some unlocks happening. You will be able to show the market because you might have small plays that you can actually do. I don't do it in that regard, but there's some stuff that is so obvious, right? When the unlocks happen, but you don't know if that market is going to hold, and if it does, then those are the ones that you want to really get into, right? Like Ondo, and things like that. So that's a really good. I'll be, probably by Thursday I'll get this list done. But so far I started this on Friday, so these are stuff that I really like in terms of projects, all the investing that is happening, all the fundraising, the amount of money, the market cap, and then the level that they are. I think there's a good opportunity to start capitalizing on that and start actually buying those things. So we have say Sync, we have say KJ as well. We have Straw that we already went into Straw already. We have Blast. I already bought Blast last week. We already bought a little bit of Blast, and I think this could be pretty positive. And a while back I was talking about how the listing price works. So let's talk about Blast, for instance. So when Blast gets listed on the exchanges, right, then it goes through this period of discovery, what's going to happen. The problem is that all the sell-off happened around July, right? Now, pretty much thinking from the perspective that all people that's like pretty much people that sold off already sold off. Like if you were holding this and you didn't want to sell, you buy more, or you just hold off. So you can actually start seeing what's the bottom on these sort of projects. And you can, this site is actually pretty good because it tells you pretty much everything within the same site. It tells you the unlock. So let's have a look at this one. So so we still have one unlock happening, and that's actually
Maurizio, is the consensus mean for Blast Network based? BASED?
That's a good question. Don't know. I'll find out. I'll find out.
If you can find out, because
Yep.
I think there's a huge amount of beta in having a moon bag and whatever the consensus meme is for these new networks.
Perfect. I'll add that into a spreadsheet. That's a good one. So yeah, things like that. So I'll be releasing this throughout the week. We have IO as well. We have ATH. I've been tracking ATH. I didn't get into, but I think the price, I was talking about it last week, and the price actually held up pretty well on this level. And the fact that it's no sellers, and now we had a huge sort of influx. I think this one could be my next favorite one.
Oh.
ATH. So
That should be going down here.
I know.
That very tight trading range tells us that the market has established fair value. When it goes down a little bit, people buy it. When it goes up a bit, people sell it. And we're seeing the first little signs in that we might be about to break up above that and go into price discovery. Okay. I want some of this. Where is this sold?
This one is actually on exchanges now. You can actually buy that on Bybit. You can buy it on.
What the fuck does it do? Not at anyone.
This is an AI. This is an AI project. So
AI
description. So there you go. Centralized real time that we're unlocking context in the metaverse. So I think this has a lot of stuff related with the AI. So it's an interesting project in a way.
Real time rendering network unlocking content in the metaverse. Sounds like fucking ChatGPT wrote their white paper. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't believe we're buying this garbage again, boys.
So this is the thing. Some of this stuff, my play is not to hold it forever. You know what I mean? Like at least definitely, guys, is not. But I think these ones could be the ones that will begin the next bull run. And then if that's my case, it's a theory at the end of the day, right? But then if we get those in early, then we can cash out and start sort of, either put in a FinRep or put it on other tokens that will hold off longer term sort of deal. So, but I think these ones are the ones that have the highest chance to explode in the next couple of months. And then at least you get some, we get some quick wins, and then we start. So that's kind of what I'll be doing this week. So, but I really wanted to show you all that stuff because it's a bunch of stuff that is pretty exciting from the price action perspective and from the unlocks happening. Everything is sort of getting together at this stage. So that's why I started buying a bunch of little things. We start buying this game. Let's talk about this one because I think it's very interesting. So I started buying this, and
Great find.
And this one, I still have time on this one to go. We started buying around here. I already 50% in from my regular position sizing on this one. We might buy a little bit more this week, and this is a game. But the fact of this game is that this game is still in development. It hasn't been launched, and they went into sort of this testing mode where they had 200,000 downloads, and there is a highly chance that there's a lot of expectation on this. There's a lot of different, like if you go through the fundraising, what they're doing is actually pretty interesting.
Where is it listed?
This is actually listed on Bybit, and it's actually listed on major exchanges. So you can buy it anywhere. The only downside is obviously it might take time when they launch, but I think what they do is going to be a really huge bump on this one. So yeah, we started buying this one. So I'll be buying more stuff this week just on these tokens, and I'll do a list and I'll publish a list for you guys. So you have the list that you can actually add it into your trading view. So probably by Thursday, I'll get everything done and get it done. But it's a lot of opportunities right now, I think. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. Like, what are the biggest sort of, you know what I mean? Because everything in the bull run, everything will get up there, but which ones are the ones that are going to give us the most value, right? Like, so yeah. That's what I have for today, guys. I have more stuff, but then, yeah, let you
No.
continue
If
on.
you've got more, but if you've got more, do it because
And maybe
I was very confused on the market until really yesterday. It all kind of fell into
Yeah,
place.
definitely. I agree. I agree. So, so obviously, like all the layer ones and layer twos, this is stuff as well that I'm looking at. Obviously, Ethereum.
I've been red hot on this one. This one for ages. ZRO.
Oh yeah, we already got in. So yeah, our position is actually working really good. So that one is good. I still like things that I haven't. Let me talk about Ina. All right, our lovely Ina, because now Ina, I think is in a good spot to start buying. Okay, obviously, I still red hot on Ina. Obviously, we got different positions across here. But I think this is the bottom, definitely the bottom of Ina. Ina could
Yeah, I think
recover
so
quite
too.
quickly. I wouldn't mind adding more and just be mindful on, but I think Ina, if we look at Ina here, let's have a look because all the unlocks already happened. The fact of going into a token that we have unlocks is that you never know if it's gonna hold off or not. If it does, then like this thing would have been already in like $2 or $3, I will say. But the fact that we got unlocks plus a lot of people selling sell off on the market, and if you know the way that the protocol is actually constructed, right? Ina is sort of the reward mechanism for USDE in terms of a bunch of stuff that they're doing. So that's the network mechanism, and the way that Ina works is actually thrive really well on bullish markets. Okay, it will not, because if you analyze the way that the protocol works, they actually do go shorting, and they actually do a lot of they sort of balance their positions in terms of maintain the stability of the USDE. Therefore, and this is the first time that we have sort of like a small bear market on Ina in terms of how the protocol actually works. So I'm sold off. Like if I haven't sold by any on my spot backs in this one, but I think this is the bottom of Ina, and it could be because if we have a look at the next unlock, it's not gonna happen into 8 months and 18 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is massive. So we have 8 months and 18 days of a possibility that this would. So this is what the fact is. If we add more on this one, obviously it's going to bring our average price down, and also, I wouldn't mind doing a leverage play here on Ina. You know what I mean?
Because you
Why?
know when you're
Because
wrong, like you've got a really clear spot where you're wrong.
exactly, and then it might be the thing though that I'm still so this is very tempting to actually do a leverage play from here to here sort of deal, right? So that would be my stop, give it a take, and then you do have like a
Well,
7
that's a
to
very
20.
compelling trade, dude. That's a very
Exactly. And the fact that we have 8 months, we have bullish momentum happening, right? And
I'm gonna do that fucking thing right now.
so this is kind of this is one of the plays that I'm thinking about on leverage, but I'm buying more spot. I might just trigger another signal from that perspective, guys. And obviously, I know some people don't. It's hating Ina at this stage, but if you do a little bit like in terms of how the protocol works of Ina, and if Ina is able to actually launch its own sort of blockchain, I think it will be a really good sensible trade. So and this is what problem that happened, that it didn't hold on the unlocks, like everybody sold, everybody sort of unstaked and shit like that. But the fact that it's a
Before
yeah,
49.
that's kind of the biggest play that I'm gonna play this week. On top of all the stuff, man, like it's just interesting the amount of different things that we have, right? Yeah, to play. So a lot of things are getting positioned right now, and Like another one that I'm looking at is W. So W, we started with like a 50% here, and then I might add more. Same thing. So that's kind of the theory that I'm playing on all this stuff. Like, look at this website, and I'll do some more stuff, and I'll publish some really good, interesting data around that. So yeah, that's what I have.
Nice.
I think that's amazing. I'm going to, I've got a little Hyperliquid account open. I'm going to buy that ENA on leverage. What leverage?
Give me 1 second.
7357. What leverage do you think is appropriate here?
If it's at the start of the rally, then we can use up to 4. But if we're a little later in the rally, we will reduce.
Okay.
So you'll use 25.
7. Why? 4. Why not? I've got to eat my own cooking, don't I? All right.
Yeah. So for instance, for the ones that don't know, like, this is the stuff that we'll be doing this Wednesday, guys, on the leverage course. We will be sort of sensible. You can actually do it in your head. You can actually do it more. But then obviously, if they're going to be more, leverage plays. I do have another leverage place in hand, which is Arkham.
I think this is a great leverage play. Okay, so we're going to buy limit, and we're going to buy, because I've got just $7,300 in this account. We're going to buy 25 grand worth of it. And that's going to take us up to 60%. And our stop loss price is going to be 0.3449. And that's going to give us a loss, a big fucking loss. But fuck it, we ball. Let's establish connection. Am I willing to risk it for the biscuit? I think that's a phenomenal trade Maurizio's found, and I have such confidence in him. I want to click mid price. I want to look at this order book, see how thin this fucker is. If I try and get filled at market, I'm not gonna get very far. I got to sit here, and you're gonna see what happens when I. Let's just change this to a 5-minute chart and see what's happening on the 5-minute, and let's place the order. This one could run away from me here. Buy. So you guys see how it's done, right? Any questions on this in the chat?
Look at that, Madeline. Yeah, mate.
I trust you, Maurizio.
I don't even trust myself, man. That's why you have the risk management in place, right? Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong, and you just
if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So see how the dot here, this white dot, is my order. See how other people are figuring out that some cunt is buying, and they're readjusting to try and front run me. So I've got 2 choices here. I can either tip my friendly neighborhood market maker, or market makers are all of these guys, right? I can either give them some money, which I don't want to do because that's a sucker play, or I can just sit and wait. And how much have we got? We've got 9,000 out of our 25,000 done. And then the stop loss is in place, and I either hit it or I quit it.
Nice.
Let me show you something cool while you. Hey, baby. Good morning, Mama. Give me a cuddle. Yay.
Can I just stay in here for a
Yes, you can stay in here. I'm on a Zoom call. You want to say hello to everyone?
No.
No, you want to say adigo? Oh, what a beautiful tiger you are. Mwah. Love you, baby. Whoa.
It's fine.
All right, you can leave her in here if you want.
Thanks.
Okay. So we have $195,000 worth of Retardio, and I start selling at about $450,000 worth. The game with meme coins is that you cash out as the going is good.
Yeah.
I think ENA is good for the all-time highs and beyond. If you catch it early, like you're on, right? Like if you catch it early, there's no reason to exit it. Like if we look at the daily chart, I bought I see I'm getting more of these buys popping in. So I bought it here and then sold it here, right? You can see my previous buys. So I did okay on it, but I think it's good for up here, $1.50. And we almost done. We're at 24,982, and there's another $20 left to do. And so you can see that if you don't want to tip the market maker, now it's done. If you don't want to tip the market maker, you just have to sit and wait, and it's kind of annoying, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my leverage play for this season. Great find.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's a lot of have a look at the I have another leverage play that I'm thinking of.
One sec, Maurizio. Eric
Sure,
Dorr
sure.
has a great question on FinRev. Do you try and time the exit? No, I don't. Because historically, it's very easy to pick bottoms. Like I can pick bottoms like you wouldn't fucking believe. But have I ever picked a major top? I don't think I have. I've got a couple of them, but I've also missed a couple of major ones. Like I'm about 50-50 on picking tops, and I'm about 75-25 on picking bottoms, right? So FinRev goes both long and short. So it's still, so FinRev has made quite a lot of money recently, like while everyone else has been getting fucked. And if you hold spot coins, which I do, like I hold all this stupid meme coin garbage, you know, it's very nice to have some part of my portfolio that didn't want to make me cry over the last couple of weeks.
Yes, it really is. Yeah, this is an interesting question. Eric asks about timing the top of FinRev, because I mean, first thing for like the 10-year FinRev account that I'm committed to, I don't want to have to really make any decisions about that at all. That's just running for 10 years. And then with a degenerate account that I'm running, I'm still just looking at the same sort of factors. When do I think the top in? Well, we talk about this a lot. You're getting somewhere near the top when the least crypto person in your life suddenly starts asking you about crypto. That's the time to get nervous. So then I start to think to myself, maybe I'll take 20% out. Maybe I'll take another 20% out. I don't think I'm going to take 100% out and this is perfect. It could be 20%, then another 20%, then another 20%, another 20%. Then I could be thinking about flyer bags. And let's say that I don't pick the top and I miss a little bit at the top. So what? Exactly
so. So this is different volatility targets. 35, 40, 45, 50. This is the median. This is the median account. So the median is not the average, it's the middle one. Everyone varies a little bit. You can see that while the thing is not doing well, 35, the blue line, does much better, and 50 does worse. You can see immediately that this flips, the 50 is doing much better here. So the 50 has much more variability, and some of us run even higher than that. I've got one at, let me show you my 90. This is my 90 vol account, which I started adding to in the drawdown, and it's done really well. I put, what are my deposits? Yeah, I put $90,000 into this. It's up 10%. It's done really well. It's gone from 59,000 to a peak of 111,000 in the last 30 days. It's back a bit now just because we're heavily short. And if we look at the portfolio, you can see that, well, actually, let's look at, it's mostly short. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long positions, and they're all stupid fucking bullshit things. And if we look at the portfolio, let's sort it by notional value. Biggest position is TRX, long, and then the rest are all shorts. The next biggest long is ETH down here. So
yeah. So
why is it long TRX? Well, that's a fucking great chart. I mean, fuck. Considering what's happened, I hate TRX as a coin, as a founder, as a concept, but you know, I live in Phuket, Thailand, and there's all these Russians have moved in here, and they do all their money laundering on TRX chain. There's a string. There's 5 businesses on my street that swap USDT on Tron chain for fucking sacks of cash here in Thailand because they can't use bank accounts. I mean, it is the global money launderer's chain of choice.
Mm.
Yeah. If you're a Russian you have 2 choices. You can spend a fabulous winter at the Ukraine front, or you can get the fuck out. And there's only a couple of places that'll take you, and they're Bali, Thailand, Dubai, and Turkey. And all those places have just exploded with Tron chain money launderers. As disgusting as that is.
There we go.
There you go.
So a really interesting question here then. So the reason Eric was asking about the top is because he's unsure that FinRev is going to make money when we go into a into the bear market after the top.
Oh, well, let me show you. So after the top, you can expect it to give back a little bit. You can expect it to give back. Well, it didn't give back a little bit here. It kept making money. But you can expect those givebacks to be within 20%. And let's look at what the givebacks have been. This is an average of 8.3%. We got to a maximum of 20% recently. You can expect your biggest give back to be about 20%. That's basically the bottom line. If you're holding altcoins and you miss it by a week, let's look at, say, someone pick an altcoin that's maybe like a hot altcoin from the last run.
Nia.
Yeah, there we go. So you miss it here at, let's change this to percent. You miss the top here, before you know it, you're down, and then you're down 50%. And that's in the middle of a bull market. If you're running a smaller coin like Sui, you're down 70%. Like, this can easily happen with altcoins. What FinRev does is it keeps your losses to around 20%. And let's look at Sol. See, Sol held up pretty good. I mean,
I'm thinking adding into Sol right now, man. Like, he's the strongest thing.
I'm going to cash out my Retardio into Sol because Retardio is denominated in Sol,
right? I bought 12 cents. Woo.
That was an amazing trade, dude. Is there anything else I can look at for people? Anything you want? Jasmine. It's been very strong, surprisingly. Yep. Great technical formation. Ondo also looks strong. I mean, you know, what we're looking for here is not the charts that haven't gone down. We're looking for charts that aren't damaged, that when we look at it from a distance, we've started from the bottom left and gone to the top right. And, you know, we're down into this zone. I think that looks great.
I agree.
Turbo, super degenerate. Now, Turbo is an interesting case because it's a meme coin, so it's pure beta. So you can expect it to go up faster and go down faster. Looks like it's found a bottom too. But the meme coin I like, that I think is the one, Mog.
Yeah, we already went into that one probably 2 months ago.
Pepe
doing
looks
fantastic.
Great. Pepe looks great. Mog looks great. I think if we get a retail-led spaghetti chart, no problem. I think if we get a retail-led bull market, I think Pepe is a slam dunk. Just because it's like something that normies understand. Come on. Okay, so let's look at the spaghetti chart. And what you want to do is find the big lows. So the big low is about here, right? You want to put that big low on the left-hand side of your chart. See what's bouncing strongest. Tia,
Mm.
Aave, Sui, Ada, Near, Sol. Everything's bouncing harder than Bitcoin except for Render. You don't want to hold anything that's not bouncing harder than Bitcoin. But we're seeing a good mix across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And Tia, it's beaten down so bad. Let's look at Render.
That's
One
in
of
my
the-
list. Mm.
That looks great. That looks
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
To set up these spaghetti charts, you just change this to line and then start adding shit. So you start adding more and more and more. You just hit plus.
Nice. So we
A
look
difference between Pepe and Pepe coin.
Yeah, I can take that one because I start buying Pepe coin, which is a different thing of Pepe. Watching, the easiest, go and watch my video on Friday, guys. On Friday and Thursday, I did a really specific thing about those two things. Essentially, what it is, Pepe coin is being the original coin. Pepe is a copy that it was basically it's a meme coin, but Pepe coin now it starts having there is more stuff happening on Pepe coin in terms of they going to launch their own base, something that is called base AI, and the infrastructure is great. I start adding into Pepe coin and start staking into Pepe coin, not Pepe. Pepe has its own thing in terms of the meme aspect of it, liquidity. But now the Pepe coin, the devs are doing a fantastic work on it. So it's two different cuttlefish. So go and watch my videos on Thursday and Friday, and you will see what I mean in terms of you will find the difference, and then you'll decide if you want to hold both. I'm holding both, but I add in more into Pepe coin as this week progresses. Yeah, just go and watch my videos on Thursday and Friday, and you'll see why.
I think we should do some work here about what is the consensus Trump meme coin. And Trump meme coins are a little bit fragmented. We've got Tramp, we've got MAGA, we've got there's a few others. I think we've either got to spray and pray a little bit or find the consensus one. I think there's some work to do here. Ian and Maurizio, can you guys take that on?
Sure.
And there's real nigger Trump. Let's have a look at a couple of these.
Oh God.
This one is actually not bad. No, that's not the one. Nigger Trump. No, this is not it. No, that's not it. Liquidity is 68K. No, that's not it. There's MAGA. This is on ETH. That looks pretty similar to Tramp, right? Liquidity 8.9 million, market cap 351 million. That's quite a high market cap for what it is. Yeah, good point. Good point, George. Good point, George. I mean, I guess my point is that they all look a bit similar. We've got $2 million worth of liquidity on Tramp, and we've got $46 million market cap. That's got a lot of upside for me if it holds here.
Mm.
What I don't like, look at the action on Bowden. This one got to go. If we're holding Bowden, we got to get rid of this one. This one ain't gonna bang. Still a lot of liquidity for a $20 million market cap coin. Anything else you guys want to discuss while we're here?
Oh, this is awesome, man. This is
Bowden's a bit lost. Yeah, he doesn't know what day it is.
I think the well, certainly my mood around crypto has changed. So it would largely seem that, you know, that there's a feel good factor back in crypto at the moment.
Yeah, the vibes are back, right? The vibes are back. You can feel like you can feel the moment of danger is passing,
Mhm.
has just passed. This is the time to place your riskiest bets in the middle of the border. I feel.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
And I've
Also-
just done it. Like I just made a 4-to-1 leverage trade in front of you all. Like I'm not just bullshitting. Like I put my money down here.
Exactly. And you know, well done to everybody, because we sat through, you know, a good couple of months, nothing.
Been terrible.
And the idea of that is to shake people out. They get bored, they don't want to log in anymore, crypto shit. You've won already just by still being here.
Yeah, far more people. Retic looks bad. That's a rug. That's a rug. Hell yeah, Jason. Do you think we'll get an alt peak this cycle? I definitely think we'll get an alt peak this cycle. I think there's no doubt. Mocha. Okay, it's good. It's got some liquidity, a high market cap for what it is. I mean, the chart looks okay. The chart looks fine, but the chart looks good actually, but it's already $127 million market cap. How much upside does it have from there before it gets, if we look at if we look at the market cap of top meme coins, like let's go through them all. Doge, 16 bill, Shiba, Pepe, 4 bill, Dog with Hat, Bonk, Floppy, Brett. Now we're down to the ones that you probably might not have heard of. Mog, 716, Book of Meme, 559, Dog, Meme, 300, Hopcat, this is one I like, 600, Marga, 341, Pepe Coin, 271, Turbo, 232. How much upside does it have to get into those? Probably not the smartest risk reward. I really like Michi. I recommend not doing pre-sales. I think there's the odds of a pre-sale being a scam are just so high. I think historically 9 out of 10 have been scams. Historically 9 out of 10 have been scams. And anything with a celebrity, just like
Got Snoop Dogg, run.
Daddy Tate, look at this fucking useless piece of bucket of shit. Mother Iggy Azalea's coin. She was bragging that she's got a new market maker called DWF Labs and they're going to help boost it. Like, what the fuck? That's admitting to a criminal conspiracy. Like, she just doesn't, she's so fucking dumb. She doesn't fucking know the thought. I mean, you know, all these celebrity coins. What was the latest one?
The Paul brothers must have some.
Water. Messi did this one. Just drugged it straight away. I mean, that's shameful shit doing that to your followers. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all we got time for. Great call. I really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
a good
think
one.
we're back. We've never been so back.
I think so. Yeah, we've been a lot of hectic stuff happening this week, guys. Stay tuned because we'll be buying more stuff. Probably by Thursday, I'll get that research done.
That is such a cool photo of him, though. Like I mean, that is like I didn't like the guy until I saw that photo. I thought that's fucking badass.
I know, man, and that's like you see here in Australia, man. Like all the news, like that's kind of what they hold in, like pretty much everything. Like all the media is about that photo.
The
Yeah,
memes are
let's
gonna-
legalize magic mushrooms in Australia and you're all off your tits now.
You can get them on Grab delivery with the food here in Phuket.
There you go. I should go
Perfect.
to Thailand. Then. Anyhow.
All right. See you, boys.
See you guys.
Banger. Great call, everyone.